Exploring the Labubu trend versus the Zozo Demon myth. This is Labubu. You've probably seen this quirky, elf-like toy with the toothy grin. It's dangling from the bags of celebrities like Lisa of Blackpink and Rihanna, and it's being collected by millions. In the first half of 2025 alone, Labubu products pulled in a mind-blowing $418 million in sales for its creator, Pop Mart. And then there's Zozo, a name whispered on paranormal forums, an entity that supposedly terrorizes its victims through Ouija boards, leaving a trail of fear and serious misfortune. On the surface, a billion-dollar collectible and a terrifying supernatural legend have about as much in common as a puppy and a tax audit. But a shocking theory spreading online suggests they are one and the same. It's a theory that claims the innocent-looking Labubu might just be a modern-day Trojan horse for the ancient Zozo Demon. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. Is the world's cutest new collectible secretly a gateway for the supernatural? The world of Labubu. To even begin to understand the theory, you have to get the phenomenon. Labubu isn't just a toy, it's a full-blown cultural moment. It was created back in 2015 by Hong Kong-born artist Ka-Sing Lung, first appearing in a series of illustrated books called The Monsters. Lung grew up in the Netherlands and was totally obsessed with the European fairy tales and Nordic folklore of his childhood. He dreamed of a world filled with mischievous but kind-hearted creatures, and Labubu, with its big, curious eyes and signature grin, was born. In the official lore, Labubu is a good-hearted goofball, always trying to help but usually messing things up by accident. This story of being perfectly imperfect really resonated with people. In 2019, Lung partnered with the Chinese toy giant Pop Mart, and the Labubu craze officially ignited. Pop Mart's brilliant, and maybe slightly evil, marketing move was using the blind box model. Every box holds a random Labubu figure, turning each purchase into a little gamble. That thrill, plus the scarcity of certain designs, fueled a massive collector's market. Today, rare Labubus can sell for thousands, and one life-sized figure reportedly auctioned for an incredible $170,000. The trend went global, thanks to social media and shout-outs from celebrities like Lisa of Blackpink, Rihanna, and even Cher. All of a sudden, Labubu wasn't just a toy, it was a status symbol, a must-have accessory for the kidult generation. The number Labubu hashtag has over 1.3 million posts on TikTok, most showing that satisfying unboxing ritual. The brand has built a huge community of fans who trade, show off, and celebrate their collections. On the surface, it's a fantastic story of art meeting marketing, a completely harmless and joyful trend. But as its popularity exploded, a much darker story began bubbling up from the shadowy corners of the internet, the legend of the Zozo Demon. Long before Labubu was a thing, another name was being passed around online, a name linked not with joy, but with pure terror: Zozo. The Zozo Demon is a uniquely modern piece of folklore, born from the Ouija board. While there are whispers of demons with similar names dating back centuries, some even connect it to the Mesopotamian demon king Pazuzu, the legend as we know it really took off in 2009. That year, a man named Darren Evans shared a horrifying story on a paranormal forum. He wrote about a Ouija board session where the planchette started frantically sliding between the letters Z and O, spelling Z-O-Z-O again and again. According to Evans, what started as a simple attempt to contact spirits turned into an absolute nightmare. The entity, Zozo, was deceptive at first, pretending to be a friendly spirit before showing its true sinister colors. It made threats, spewed obscenities, and claimed it wanted to take his family to paradise, which it then spelled out as Hell. Evans's post was like opening a floodgate. Hundreds of people came forward with their own chillingly similar stories. The pattern was nearly identical every time. A Ouija session goes south, the planchette spells Zozo, and a period of intense psychological torment follows. Victims report lasting effects like paranoia, nightmares, and a constant, overwhelming feeling of being watched. Skeptics, of course, argue that Zozo is just a product of the ideomotor effect, our own subconscious muscle movements mixed with the power of suggestion. From this view, Zozo isn't a demon at all, but a modern urban legend, a digital age campfire story. But for those who believe, Zozo is a very real threat, a malevolent trickster that uses the Ouija board as its own personal doorway into our world. It represents deception, a warning about the dangers of messing with the unknown. And it's this idea of a deceptive entity hiding behind an innocent face that brings us right back to a fluffy toy with a toothy grin. The shocking theory, connecting the dots. So, how on earth could a cute toy and a demonic legend be connected? The theory linking Labubu and Zozo is wild, and it operates on a few different levels, from visual cues to deep psychological themes. Like most modern conspiracies, it started on social media. Users began pointing out vague similarities, posting side-by-side pictures of Labubu and different artistic interpretations of demons. The main visual they latched onto was Pazuzu, the same Mesopotamian demon sometimes linked to Zozo, mostly because of its appearance in movies like The Exorcist. Now, this visual link is where most fact-checkers stop, because Labubu looks nothing like historical depictions of Pazuzu. But for the theory's believers, the connection is much deeper than looks. They point to Labubu's core design, that mischievous, all-knowing grin, the pointed elf ears, and the wide, staring eyes. While the creator says these are just the features of a sweet fairy, others see the classic traits of a trickster spirit or an imp, an entity that seems charming to hide its real intentions. This brings us to the thematic connections, which are the real heart of the conspiracy. The biggest theme is possession. With Labubu, this is a kind of consumerist obsession. Fans talk about needing to collect them all, spending huge amounts of money and feeling real anxiety and desire to get the toys. It's a psychological possession, an overwhelming need to own the complete set. With Zozo, the theme is literal demonic possession, an entity taking over a person's mind and life. The theory argues that one is just a cleaned-up 21st century version of the other, funneling the same primal human impulse into a new, more socially acceptable package. Then you have the idea of a gateway. Pop Mart and its fans often describe Labubu as a way to connect with your inner child, a gateway to happy nostalgia. The Zozo Demon's entire mythos is built on the Ouija board being a gateway for dark forces. The theory asks, what if Labubu is just a new kind of gateway? One that doesn't need a spooky seance, but just a credit card. A gateway hiding in plain sight, disguised as a collectible. Finally, there's the psychological twist. You know that weird feeling some people get when they see something incredibly cute? That urge to squeeze or pinch it? That's a real phenomenon called cute aggression. It's thought to be the brain's way of handling an overload of positive feelings. The theory takes this idea and flips it, suggesting that the intense, almost violent reaction to Labubu's cuteness isn't just a brain quirk. Instead, it's a primal, intuitive response to something being off. A subconscious alarm bell warning of a predator disguised as prey. This theory has spread so far that some people have actually filmed themselves destroying their expensive Labubu collections, as if performing a kind of spiritual cleansing. The creator, Ka-Sing Lung, has never directly addressed the demonic conspiracy, but he has always maintained that his work is inspired by innocent fairy tales and his own childhood imagination. So, what do you think? Are these just random coincidences stretched to their breaking point by internet detectives? Or is there something more to it? Let us know what you believe in the comments below. And if you love digging into these internet rabbit holes, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So where does this all leave us? On one side, you have the official story. Labubu is the brainchild of a talented artist's love for European folklore, launched into stardom by a brilliant company that perfected viral marketing. The ugly cute design, the blind box thrill, and the power of social media all came together to create a billion-dollar trend that brings joy and community to millions. In this version of reality, any link to the Zozo Demon is pure fiction, a modern-day satanic panic fueled by viral misinformation. But then, you have the theory that suggests all the similarities, no matter how small, point to something much more sinister. It paints a picture where ancient forces are adapting to the modern world, trading Ouija boards for blind boxes, and swapping outright terror for the subtle, creeping obsession of consumerism. It whispers that the best deceptions are the ones we invite into our homes, the ones we pay for, and the ones we proudly put on display. In the end, there's no hard evidence proving that Labubu is a vessel for a demon. The connections are all based on interpretation, speculation, and a willingness to find patterns in the chaos. But the fact that this story won't die reveals a deeper cultural anxiety, a nagging suspicion that behind the shiny, happy face of the latest trend, there might be something else hiding entirely. Is the Labubu craze a harmless fad, a simple reflection of our need for cuteness and connection? Or is it a modern-day vessel for an ancient evil, a masterful illusion with a much darker purpose? That's a question only you can answer. Thank you for watching Fear Files Real Nightmares. Until next time, keep your lights on and your doors locked.